Guys, welcome.
Sorry.
Welcome to another installment of Into the West Comics, a special House of the Dragons, some hot D action, keeping up with the Targaryens. Talking about season 1, of course. We're moving to the episode 6 of season 1.
Boom.
The Princess and the Queen.
The Princess and the Queen, baby.
This is the opening scene is what is it? Rhaenyra giving birth.
Yeah.
So they're obviously telling you that there's been a time jump.
A 10-year time jump.
10-year time jump.
That point, Frank.
And Daemon still looks exactly the same.
The thing that seems to bother Paul the most is that Daemon has a great moisturizing routine.
and he looks the same.
Hasn't looked any different.
I don't know how much different should he look in 10 years.
I don't know.
Maybe
One whole actor.
They're Targaryens. Like they age slowly.
I'm not really that bothered by it.
I think you are.
I don't care.
Brother Marcus is here. Uncle Nephew Shane, the hot dog, corn dog, maester. Over there in the lounge is the guy we're trying to convince to watch House of the Dragons with us. So we can spend
this is going to be my own copper.
Man himself, Skype.
Just watch
Man
it.
himself.
Skype, man.
The Skype.
Hold on. Yeah. It's S for Steven. Yeah.
Hey.
This was planned.
Oh,
Yes.
from House Lolito over there.
What a spin. Okay, Bill O'Reilly.
Take it.
Nice.
That's a
Do
name
it
you don't
live.
hear often anymore.
This episode was kind of jacked.
It's wild.
Political intrigue.
You've got
the wazoo.
the dynamic of Harwin
wazoo.
Strong, who's trying to train his kids who aren't his kids.
Nope.
He's coaching and stuff. It takes things a little bit too personally with Kristen Cole.
Yeah.
And
He's always got a problem with somebody, Kristen.
They have a little beef. And then
Crazy.
his father says, I got to get you out of here, man. This is going to go well.
Yeah.
You're watching your kids grow up in front of you, and the rumors, right?
Right.
They know. Everyone knows.
In addition to Rhaenyra, we've got new actors and actresses playing Laena, Alicent, and Laenor. So we've, again, Shane, as Uncle Nephew Shane had mentioned, we've jumped a whole decade.
Yeah.
And seen these actors start to have a little bit of division. What does Rhaenyra do to give birth? What's the thing you want to do right after you give birth? Is walk across a castle and present your baby to your former best friend and get, I don't know, blessed or something by her. I don't know what she's doing.
I know she's literally, that was a rough.
Yeah. I mean, the afterbirth wasn't even out yet. It was like
So that's how the episode started with childbirth.
That's the opening of the episode is her giving birth.
And how much childbirth did we see?
You heard a lot of stuff.
You
I've
heard it.
seen.
Okay.
It's not a medical video.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Not really.
It's Game of Thrones, basically. So
It's Game of
you got to make
Thrones-ish, yeah.
sure.
The fact that the baby made it out and it's Game of Thrones is a miracle.
Right.
yeah.
There's a lot of people dying during childbirth.
What did you all the time? What did you think of this episode, Paul?
I like this episode. I thought the kind of conflict with Harwin Strong was the thing I liked most in this episode, and the training montage and the kids beefing with each other and Kristen kind of egging that on and instigating it with Harwin. And that's a through line for the whole show is kind of Rhaenyra and her bastard children. Who are they really though? Yeah, they are. They're not. They don't have white hair, and there's other things about them that don't look like Laenor.
They're not fair hair.
Yeah, they don't look like. They look like Harwin. But yeah, and the whole thing that happens to him and the way they kind of resolve that is
Everybody's looking at it. What?
Shane was waiting
That's
for
that guy's
Alicent
kid?
to hold up the baby next to Laenor and go,
Like
I
in that
don't
scene
think
of
so,
life, like a life. With
this
Eddie
kid
Murphy.
literally looks exactly like Harwin.
"Ah, the pappy."
This kid.
I'm not baby's daddy.
So is it supposed to be a mystery right now of who the father is?
No, so
No.
it's more like everyone knows that it's, and the show doesn't even explicitly say, by the way.
Yeah.
But everyone knows that these children are not her husband's.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone is afraid that
People are giggling.
they might get killed if they kind of lash out and say, if they say those aren't your kids.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset if somebody told me my kids weren't mine.
Well,
It's the
well,
biggest secret in the room, essentially.
the husband
Yeah,
knows.
it
The
is
husband's not. The husband.
Yeah, 'cause
he don't swing that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He
He
don't
got his
swing that
leg
way.
on the other fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you catch
third
my
leg.
drift, yeah.
If you catch my drift mark.
Hey.
Yeah, but and then Harwood Strong and his father, obviously, they're going back to their palace, fortress, whatever you want to call it. And then there's a fire,
They're crazy.
and they're all trapped inside.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was brutal.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
A lot
Tough,
went out.
tough scenes for Harwin for sure.
Yeah.
And then Laena, she was trying to convince Daemon to go back home. They've got I guess the offer to go to Pentos and earn some more land and kind of increase their reputation if they go further. She doesn't want to go further from home. She wants to be back home with her family.
Right.
She wants to give birth to this baby. Can't really travel, but she wants to give birth to this baby back home, being surrounded by her family. And then she doesn't get to fulfill that. She feels like she's disappointed. Her family kind of let them down. And her way out, I always kind of felt bad for her, and that she's finally being able to give birth to a son.
Right.
The baby dies. She's having all kinds of
Case in point,
complications.
there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
And then
rough.
she's telling her dragon to burn her alive. She
that's-
wants to die that way, an honorable way.
Mhm.
Right.
And the dragon at first is kind of like, I can't do that. Yeah. The dragon is going, arf. Right?
That's not the kind of hot dragon
the
action that
dragon's
dragon's
like,
into.
Right.
I said arf. The dragon said, woof.
The head turns like a dog.
Like it's a Labrador.
You want me to do what?
Like, say what now? Say what now, girl? What?
Say what now?
Dude, it's brutal. And then Daemon gets out there just in time to see her being burned alive.
Fried chicken.
That's just kid.
But
just,
then he's
just a
like-
killer, man. That's bad.
What about Rhaenyra?
Dude,
Oh,
always
you know,
going back to that
always.
niece.
His niece.
Always.
Bro, always. And
Yeah.
then there's more. Well, that's what comes. That there's more sneakiness going on.
Mhm.
Lots of political intrigue. Lots of as you said, sneakiness and just the tension is just building, and you're like, oh my god, this show's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, I'm like, oh, this is not gonna end well, probably for anyone in play.
Alicent is
King,
is
queen,
nuts.
anyone.
Yeah, she's stricken with worry 24/7, especially around this time.
I'd say-
You're always worried.
Of the people in this whole field, I think, at least to this point and shortly after this, the person who gets the best of it is probably Laenor. Because he just bounces.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just gets out of dodge.
Yeah, he's
Everyone else has
Fake as
gotta-
death
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
right.
Yeah.
And so,
No dragons burning him, or no?
no, not that we know of.
No. Maybe later.
He's out. He's out.
He gone.
See ya.
Yeah,
He gone.
He did the best thing a character can do for himself in a Game of Thrones show. He left.
He is the first guy in all of Westeros. He got witness protection program.
For real.
He got relocated.
They think he's dead,
Yep.
and so they can't light him on fire.
Yeah. They're like, ugh.
They think
Well,
he
you
got
look
lit
a lot
on
like
fire.
Laenor.
That's what
He's
they
like,
think
nope,
happened.
I'm Lando Calrissian. And he is chilling someplace else.
Wait a minute.
That's
What?
the thing. Will
No.
he
Yeah.
will he
Show back up.
show back up at some point? No.
Nobody
the
gets
question.
to get away unscathed.
Some
in
neck
Game of
tats.
Thrones, so.
Yeah.
If-
Neck tats.
So if he does, I'd be like somewhere down the line they'll come to him and re-involve. It's like the person in the horror movie who's been through it before and is going to try to help them like solve a situation, but they end up dying. That's going to be Laenor at some point in the future. They'll be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, we need him."
he'll
They're
come
going to
back.
drag him back in, and he's going to get like
That's why I see,
decapitated,
like, those
or he's
characters,
really going to get lit on fire. this
Especially
time.
like in the Scream movies or Friday the 13th. It always seems like the character like went through it. They always seem to be laying back in the cut too much. Like
You're
throughout
right.
the movie, they're just kind of, oh, I've seen this.
I already know where this is going.
I see what it is.
They're like
Yeah, I see
Sydney.
what it is
Sydney's like,
going.
what? What do you want? And it's just like she just doesn't care anymore. She's
Right.
just like over it. you know,
Yeah.
because she's been chased by too many ghost faces. You know, what about the sibling dynamic though, or the cousin dynamic, to where they're starting to learn how to
They're so bad.
have control over their dragons, Lucerys and Jaharis, and then Aegon and Aemon, of course, and then they give Aemon the pig with the wings,
Yeah.
the pink dread.
That's your dragon.
That's your dragon, pink dread. Take that one, bro.
It's mad.
Yeah,
I don't think they're all horrible. They're such horrible
All the kids.
kids.
they're
suck.
jacked to each other, bro.
They're horrible.
They really are.
They are.
And it just gets worse.
Yeah,
As
he
it
has
was-
the sad window tug later, and then
the sad window tug.
and then he's just. I was trying to say it as, you know.
I think you'll
And
love
then
this
she's
show.
like, come down from this. She's like, you're the heir
What are
to
you
the throne.
doing? Yeah,
Like,
what are you
What are you
doing?
doing? I'm
Getting
like,
a
oh
window
my
tug
god.
out there.
Man, if he's
Back in
doing
there.
that already, he's already pathetic. Like, oh,
You can pretty much tell what's going to be happening with him down the line.
You know how
Yeah,
like
window tug.
with Friends episodes, they're all named the one with.
Yeah.
This one is the one with the sad window tug.
I'm gonna write that down. Sad.
Because at first it was one of those things where like
Pathetic.
when that scene came up, I like turned away for a minute.
Yeah, you went, what?
Because like I had a text or something threw me, you know, and then I looked over. I'm like, whoa, what is happening? What is happening? What am I watching right
You're
now?
watching a, watching a
Mark look
sad
at his
window
phone and look
tug.
like that. What?
Right.
Startled. You go startled back. You go,
I'm like, whoa, what's
Is he
happening?
stretching? What is he doing?
Right.
what's going on there?
Is he stretching?
Actually, I might have been.
Good morning.
I might have actually been talking to you guys.
Technically.
Yeah, texting. I was texting to them about today, and I was like, "Oh, what is on my screen right now?"
He's in the middle of it. I'll be there
What did
about
you
a
make
quarter
me
of
watch?
6. What the heck? So anyway, Steven, you should watch it.
I guess my question, because I watch you guys every week.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, thank
You know, I like you
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you.
So I hear a lot about House of Dragons. You guys have been talking about it every
Right.
week for however many weeks it's been.
Right.
It's an eternity.
And it sounds like the show is really good. I think Shane was saying that like it's a little too much. It's like a little too linear compared to Game of Thrones, and that wasn't even it wasn't a bad thing, but it wasn't like or not even a bad thing. It was just a thing you pointed out.
Yeah,
That's a major difference.
Game
between
of Thrones is a wider scope.
I think
There's
I
so
like
much
this
more stuff
more,
going
honestly.
happening.
Sometimes the linearness makes it more approachable. I think,
And that's what I was going to
Certain
ask
things,
because with
Have you
Game of
seen
Thrones,
House of
Go
Dragon,
ahead.
Game of Thrones. You've seen any of that stuff? Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that with Game of Thrones, that there's so much of a wider scope because you have these characters, all these different areas. You're like watching what's happening with the Stark children
Right.
and all the people that are, all the other characters that are connected to them.
Right.
Within House of the Dragon, it seems like episode by episode. I don't know if this is the actual pattern, but it feels like to me is that every episode they're trying to feature a relationship dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
Aegon
That's number
with
one,
his
yeah.
grandfather, Aegon with his father,
Right.
the two brothers.
it's a lot more contained. Would you say like
Yeah, because
easier to
it's
follow, if
simplified,
you will?
but there's still a lot going on.
It's two families and the two high towers. And
Right.
there's not 600 different families trying to vie for the throne. It's one family trying
And
to
Civil
maintain
War.
Because
the throne.
Paul, you'd feel like you're going into a lot of episodes within Game of Thrones, and you're like, I don't know where they're even going to start this week in the middle of season 3. I don't know
Yeah.
where we're going to be
Right.
because there's so many different storylines.
As someone who was not as into Game of Thrones, I think I like this more.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Really?
And honestly-
it is that way because it's linear. Because it's more linear. You know exactly.
More approachable.
I guess linear.
More,
Just
more,
go, all right.
more simplified.
I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
simplified.
because it's linear. It's
Yeah,
because
keep it in the family.
Like I'm more invested in the plot because there is just the main players.
Right.
There's not
Yeah.
so many main players that one episode will randomly bring a character back who hasn't been there in 2 episodes, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy,
Right.
and
still
he's
around.
actually important to what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't think linear is a selling point for you because you like Lord of the Rings, and that's really, really. It's a very wide scope.
Yeah, all
and
over
I
the
love
place,
Lord of
yeah.
the Rings, but it's very, very wide scope. And if somebody doesn't want to get into it, I kind of get it because it's a lot to take it. It's wonderful. Game of Thrones I really liked. I watched everything but the last season because everybody told me not to watch it.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it, and then they asked me why I didn't watch it. And I said, 'cause you told me not to watch it. Everybody's still mad at me about it. Yeah. But House of Dragons, could I watch it and understand it with watching everything but the last season?
I think so, because honestly, like having watched episode 6, it felt like you wouldn't be, if you didn't watch the first 5, you wouldn't have missed. You might have missed some of the earlier kind of setup. But I felt like you could get it and go from like episode 6 onward forward, and
you won't be lost.
You won't be lost.
Like, just straight lost.
Like you could like jump in and then just kind of go. Yeah, you'll probably have to fill in some stuff, later, some gaps later. But I felt like it did. The episode itself did enough of the kind of painting the picture of what you needed to know in order for it to have an impact for you to figure out what's going on and then move
So you
forward.
watched 6. Have you seen the rest of the first season?
No.
Like before 6, you didn't see those episodes?
Well, I'm
you
saying
think you could go back maybe watch some of that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And also they do a pretty great job of previously. Like when they do a previous
yes.
like at the
recaps.
beginning of that recap
Previously
recaps
on Friends.
The one with
pretty good.
So I should
the
watch all
sad
the
window.
recaps.
Window
That's
time.
all you need to do.
And even the after
watch
caps.
You could-
too. Even
honestly,
the after caps.
Steven, you could probably watch the season if you just want to jump into season 2. Now, I don't recommend this, but if you just want to jump into where it's at now to
Just
be
so I
part
can
of
fit
the,
in with my friends.
you could just
Yes.
watch the season
Yeah.
1 recap, and you could jump into where it's at now. I don't recommend that, but you could definitely do that. I think as someone who watched the first 2 or 3 seasons of Game of Thrones, stopped watching, scattershot watched some episodes, watched like the whole final 2 seasons just because the person I had been hanging out with, he was watching them, and I was like, I guess like we were after school at his house, and I was like, I guess we're just gonna watch this.
What else are we gonna do?
But so all right, relax. Relax.
Freaks.
No sad window tugs, all right?
Yeah.
freaky.
What else?
Could have been anything else. Go to that.
Let's
Kid got
this
freaky.
ain't Game of Thrones. Let's reel it in. I didn't need to know or have a good tracking of what went on in the original series to be able to jump right into this. I think there's some things that maybe, like they say, a Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah,
And
there's
you're
so
like-
little to do.
and
with
you're
it.
like, oh,
Very
that's
little.
a thing from the other thing,
Right.
but I don't have to have seen it to know what's going on here.
You could have wrestled. Had a little tussle in the living room.
Why are you still? I knew the minute I said that
toggle.
my
Little
friend
toggle.
Zachary, who I hung out with a lot in high school, I knew the minute I mentioned that he was a male, there was going to be a lot of poor taste jokes.
Yeah.
What?
Possibly.
I was just that was a suggestion.
Steven's just nodding in approval.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. not to put too fine a point on it, but
So 4 episodes left for this first season.
Jesus Christ.
There's going to be a lot of violence. Some things are going to come to a head. There's going to be some things brought to light. Obviously,
craziness.
maybe third time's a charm for Daemon. Getting married for the third time. Maybe it'll finally work out for him.
Hope so. I'm rooting for those kids.
a little
Yeah, the kids are the
I'm
future, right?
rebound relationship
I'm rooting
there.
for that uncle and his
Yeah,
niece's
I mean,
relationship.
it didn't work for my uncle, but maybe fiction.
I'm rooting for that incest.
Hold on.
Wow.
Weirdos.
Truly's hitting just about right.
About right.
Shane is banging his Truly like a gavel. I don't know what's happening.
All right, quiet down, everybody. Hear ye. I suggest that Rhaenyra and Daemon,
Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra and Daemon get together and do the bump uglies. Hear ye.
and do the bump uglies.
Do the bump uglies.
And it's just like a family reunion. Like, what now? Now, who's this child now? Who you kin to? Who you kin to? Who you is? Who you is?
That's yours?
That's yours? Oh, okay. Who you
I
now?
get it. Y'all look alike. I can see that.
Oh,
The
brother.
resemblance is uncanny.
And nobody likes. Nobody looks like the gay dude.
No, nobody looks like he's gone.
Yeah.
Joffrey Featherbottom.
Yeah, he's like, the storm's brewing. I'm a wise sailor.
Oh no, Laenor. Yeah.
Oh, Laenor. Yeah.
He's in witness protection.
Featherbottom didn't get out.
Featherbottom didn't.
Featherbottom got smoked last week.
He cut his dreads off. And
Laenor though.
I'm getting out of here. I'm
He
gonna
cut the
get on my
dreads.
boat.
Laenor got a fade.
I'm on a boat. I'm out.
He got a fade.
It's a sign of a new beginning, right
crispy
there.
fade. He got lines.
Hit him with that two guard. Hit him with
it
that
off.
two guard and that edge. With that sharp razor on the city. Gotta get that edge on there.
Goodness.
trying to kill me without taking a drink.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
just alcohol. It's just alcohol. You gotta hit the alcohol.
I mean, I hope
alcohol.
I hope you guys are preparing yourselves because eventually we're going to go back and do Game of Thrones from the beginning.
Oh,
boy.
I mean, that's the plan.
Right, that's a
it's
good- that's a great
ambitious,
one.
but I mean that'll probably be the plan.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think we could do it.
Given the way this conversation has gone,
I think
we need to
Kind of
do this.
have to now, right?
Are we even like talking about the episode anymore?
No,
really.
episode was great.
No, we do.
Oh, you already sold me. Now we can just chill.
We're gonna get out of here.
Let's do it. Pizza time.
It's
in
time
America.
for Pizza Time in America. Next week we'll be talking about episode 7 of season 1. Next time episode is called Driftmark, and
That's a crazy one.
That's a crazy
That's a good one.
Okay.
We're gonna be getting into that next week or next time we get together. Steven, we hope that we convinced you to watch.
Love you, Steven.
Love you, Steven. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank
We're
you,
sorry
bro.
that you had to hang out with us tonight. And,
This was everyone. This was consensual. I just want everybody to know. I did not come here against my will.
But guys, thank you for taking the time to hang out with us tonight. We appreciate it so much. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, or don't consider it anymore. Just do it, and we would appreciate it. And have a good evening.
That's right, just
And
push the
it's
button.
pizza time in America. It's time for pizza.
Just push the button.
Ezzy.
Just push the button. Push that like button.
Thumb.
Go for a
that
sad
button.
tug in a window if you need it.
Thumb.
Sad
Bye.
tug.
Bye.
That's the Westeros equivalent to a cold shower.
Goodbye.
I want to enable notifications.